What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, and today we are doing the whole Tots thing. Yes, we are talking about Trick or Treat Studios. No, this is not a bashing video, but I also wouldn't consider it an ass-kissing video. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, giving my opinions on certain things, and just kind of weighing in. So before we get into everything, I did just want to put it out there that I do not dislike Trick or Treat Studios. I actually very much respect what they do and what they have done for the mask community. I really like Justin Mabry. I think he's a great dude, obviously a great artist, and I wouldn't say that I dislike Chris Cefro. Definitely not friends with him the way that I am with Justin, but when we see each other at conventions, everything's all good and we sit there and talk for a second. So it is what it is, and love Trick or Treat Studios or hate them, you cannot deny the fact that they have done something awesome for the mask community, and that is present us with the best mass-produced replicas that we have ever seen in mask collecting. The fact that you can spend $60 and get something out of a screen-used mold is just unheard of, and it's super awesome to start to see that come to life. So with that said, we are going to go ahead and dive into the Michael Myers aspect. I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. I have a Trick or Treat Studios stock Michael Myers 2018 mask. This is straight from Trick or Treat Studios, although I did buy it secondhand on eBay. I got it from a separate store that was a supplier of Trick or Treat, but this is what it would have looked like coming out of the Trick or Treat Studios box, so that is what that is. And then I have a rehauled version right here. Just got this a few days ago. You guys probably watched the unboxing on that. For anybody that wants to know, this rehaul was done by Rimzap86 on Instagram, so make sure to hit him up if you're looking to have your stuff rehauled, because this is hands down the best rehaul that is in the community right now, and everyone seems to be in agreement with that, so it's fantastic. But like I said, there was a bunch of controversy, people not believing that these came from the screen-used molds or what have you. There is absolutely no doubt that these came from the screen-used molds. Whether there was some slight retooling done or not, I haven't noticed anything, and there's actually a video of somebody dragging two images. One is a Trick or Treat Studios catalog photo of this mask, and one is the actual screen-used mask, and everything lines up perfect, so I don't really think there's much of an argument there. So I will give credit where credit is due. The fact that they were able to get these screen-used molds and we have a piece that's this nice is fantastic. That being said, I will say that some of the paint jobs are shoddy, but you kind of have to expect that from a company that is sending hundreds of latex pieces down a line and having one person do one spot, or however they do it. They are mass-produced masks, and you are paying like $60 for these things, so you cannot expect someone to be in there slaving away for hours on one single mask. That's just not how it works. You have to go into this realistic. For people that complain about the fact that their mask has slight paint defects or whatever for $60 is kind of silly. But then again, it is kind of silly to use the actual artist copy for the catalog photos. If you're advertising with that, a lot of people aren't going to know any better. They're not going to realize that it is a mass-produced mask and that they're getting it the way that it is, and that it's going to kind of look like weird cheese or whatever. Like, I don't know. I think that the catalog photos should be switched over to something a little more realistic and not the actual piece that an artist handmade and sent into Trick or Treat Studios so that they could see if it was going to be able to be reproduced in mass. So, good sculpts, bad paint, two things that you can expect. Not saying that every copy is going to have terrible paint, because obviously I got a really nice copy. That hasn't been changed, this is just how it came. But still, when you compare it to somebody that has rehauled it, there is no comparison. One of these is amazing, and one of them is just okay. And this one is fine. I'm keeping it the way that it is. I've decided to keep this the way that it was before I ever even knew that I was getting a rehauled version, and I'm fine with that. Totally fine with that, and I think that everybody else should expect the worst and hope for the best, and it should just be one of those situations where you're buying from a mass-produced company. I never see people complain about NECA figures, but that new Michael Myers figure looks like ass half the time. It just looks okay in the actual NECA photos, but I've been seeing people get really, really shitty copies, and no one's complaining about that. And it's just due to the paint. The same with these masks. People fucking bitch about these masks all day long because the paint's bad. When you can send it off to an artist for $100 and have it rehauled and it comes back like this, I don't really see what there is to complain about a $60 mask that's out of a screen-used mold. So we're done with that. That conversation is over. So we're on to something else now, and that is bad business. Obviously, Trick or Treat Studios has quite the reputation if you're in the mask community. It's no secret. You either love them or hate them, as I mentioned earlier, and a big part of this is due to bad business. I personally have never had any sort of bad business with Trick or Treat Studios. Never had an issue with them. I have dozens and dozens of masks that I don't even remember that I own, that I'm going to see in a year and think, oh yeah, got that from Trick or Treat Studios. Never had a problem. This isn't to say that other people haven't had a problem with it. I did not pre-order my Michael Myers mask. I wouldn't have pre-ordered my Michael Myers mask. I do not want to wait. I don't want to have that money out there. And I'm happy with what I did. I waited until they hit stores and some suppliers got them in, and some guy, probably a manager at a Party City, decided to buy the ones that he got at his store and threw them up on eBay, and I got mine a month or 2 months even before some of the people that pre-ordered from Trick or Treat Studios. That was a bad deal. I'm not trying to tell Trick or Treat Studios how to run their business, but if someone pre-orders something, they should probably get it before everyone else does. I don't actually know what happened. I don't know if they underestimated what the fuck was going on and how many of these copies were gonna sell, but a lot of people waited a really long time to get those masks, and I got mine on eBay for the same price that they paid, and I got it like a month and a half before most people, so that was kind of shoddy. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I was one of those people, I would have complained too, and the fact that there's a video of Chris saying those people are entitled because they didn't get their copies and started complaining about it is kind of shitty to me. So you guys can take that and do what you will with it, but personally, if I did do something that was pre-order, I would expect to get it only with people that get pre-orders. Only with people that signed up for that pre-order, not some kid that just bought one off of eBay for the same price and got it a month and a half earlier. And there's a bunch of stuff to talk about, a bunch of controversy, and a lot of it involves Chris Zeffro, but the last thing that I want to talk about is not something that involves him directly. I think that this was like a company-wide mistake or some sort of pride thing, and that is the Trick or Treat Studios Nameless Ghoul Meliora masks. This was one of the first issues that I ever saw with Trick or Treat Studios myself, and that's because I'm pretty realistic about the entire situation. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I understand that these are mass-produced masks that you're paying $60 or $70 for. So they're not going to be perfect, they're not going to be what you see in the picture exactly, but that is what it is. But the fact that they were saying that those Meliora Ghoul masks were from the stage-used molds from Jerry Constantine was really silly to me, because most people in the ghost community knew who was sculpting that, and they knew that they weren't coming from Jerry's molds, and they knew that they were in no way, shape, or form from the stage-used molds at all. Yet for some reason, when you went on Trick or Treat Studios website or Facebook as they were promoting that mask, it always said stage-used molds. And I remember commenting and being kind of a douchebag about it and saying, like, why would you say that these are from the screen-used molds if they're not? Stage-used molds, rather. And my comment kept getting deleted. I'm really surprised I didn't get, like, blocked from their Facebook page or whatever, but Chris Zeffro eventually messaged me and said that it was just an issue or whatever and they get it taken care of. I actually haven't checked to see if that's taken care of, but those Nameless Ghoul masks are not from the stage-used molds, and they were not from Jerry Constantine, so that is what it is. And my issue with that is that it is false advertising. I think that Trick or Treat Studios is a solid enough company to make very nice mass-produced masks, and they should just let their work speak for themselves. If it is undoubtedly a screen or stage-used mold, then by all means go ahead and advertise it that way. But if it's not from the stage-used mold and you can't prove it, then I just think that you should leave it alone, because that looks really silly to me, and it is false advertising. Like 100% that's false advertising, so that is an issue with me. But I think that is all I'm going to touch on today. That's really all I've got to say right now. Just wanted to give some opinions on Trick or Treat Studios, and I want to hear your guys' opinions as well. Please keep it civil. I've seen a lot of videos bashing these dudes, and I see all kinds of trash talk, and I don't really want that here because, like I said, I am friends with Justin. I do support Trick or Treat Studios, and I do buy from them, and I like their product. That's not to say that I love everything they do, because obviously I did give my thoughts on some negative things, but if you feel like discussing in the comments below, I am all ears, all eyes, so just let me know, and that'll be today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you later.